Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be build update number 3 and part of the upgrade series for my Team Associated B5M build. Now I've been building this buggy for a little while and starting to incorporate some upgrade parts in the build. So wanted to include, of course, Lunsford products. Lunsford, great company. They're based up in Albany, Oregon in the United States. They pretty much take pride in their products, providing basically the best titanium products in the RC world. My feeling on titanium is that there's titanium and then there's Lunsford titanium. They are very proud of their products, so much so that on every package they actually list this on the very top up here. Lunsford Racing titanium turnbuckles are guaranteed against bending or breaking. So pretty cool that they're including that right on every package, just to remind us the quality that they take in their products. So I picked up several items here from Lunsford just to incorporate in the B5M build, ready to start building the turnbuckles. And of course, you can't put just regular turnbuckles on a race rig. You got to put some titanium Lunsford Punisher series turnbuckles. So that's what I picked up. That's going to be these parts right here. This is meant for the Associated B5 and also the B5M. So pretty much has all of the turnbuckles down there for the car, so it's a complete swap. And then on the flip side over here, which is pretty cool, they actually include which ones are for which. So I always hate it when I buy turnbuckles and you have to kind of remeasure everything just to make sure you got the right thing. So nice that they added that in there, especially when you're going from a stock item to an upgrade item. So really cool that they included that. So that's of course, the main item. Pretty much you can't say turnbuckle without saying Lunsford these days. So picked up those. Another great item here that will just help, not only the build, but also lighten it just a little bit, are these titanium shock mounts. These are for, of course, the big bore shocks that are on the B5M and B5. So these are meant for both vehicles. They do not include the actual nuts that you'll need on the flip side. So typically on the B5 and B5M, you'll have basically just a screw that kind of sticks out there. So you will now need a nut on the one side to secure your shock. So keep that in mind if you happen to be purchasing those. Now you can pick up, pretty much any of the anodized aluminum screw or nuts that are out there from, Team Associated. There's a few other ones, Low C, Racer's Edge, so they're all pretty much out there. Another great new item that they just came out with are these. These are basically all of the titanium ball studs, all 14 of them, to replace out the stock ones on the B5M and also the B5 series. So pretty cool. This will take off a lot of the weight of the B5M, and also there's been some controversy on polishing the balls and opening up the turnbuckle ends to get them to fit correctly. So I'm going to test these out and see how they work with the stock rod ends, and we'll see what happens. Last thing I picked up was a pretty cool item here. These are the titanium brushless motor screws. These are the 3mm by 8mm. They have a really cool head on them to where they're not going to back out, and they also include these washers too. Once again, titanium, of course, from Lunsford, and these should also add a pretty cool little feature on my B5M. So I'm going to get turning some wrenches here. Off camera, I am going to take some weights of the stock versus the Lunsford just to report back to you guys the weight savings, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, and I'm back now, and I went ahead and got all of my cool Lunsford titanium upgrades installed on my Team Associated B5M. Everything went very easily. I mean, pretty much from not even assembling the turnbuckles, it was really easy to just incorporate the titanium Punisher series turnbuckles from Lunsford into the build. So went ahead and I put on everything that I showed earlier. And, I want to kind of show you guys what it looks like. Now, a couple of the benefits, of course, of titanium, and I forgot to go over this earlier, is obviously it's going to be a lot stronger than either steel or aluminum. Pretty much not going to bend or break. and it's a lot lighter. So for you bashers out there, titanium products is definitely a little bit on the expensive side, but you can pretty much be guaranteed they're not going to bend or break. So another thing for the racers out there, the weight savings is just almost priceless. Pretty much you're taking off about half the weight of the stock items. So I have specific weights for each item, and as I kind of go through and show you each item, I'll go over the weight savings. And then, of course, definitely being a racer, you want to take off weight in the right areas. So kind of like with the shock mounts, you're taking it off way up high. So very good feature. With the titanium ball studs, you're taking it away from all over the vehicle, so you're saving quite a bit of weight down low and also all over the vehicle. So several up front, several in the rear. It's not kind of all in one place. So let's go ahead and I'm going to grab the B5M here and show you each item how it looks. So right here, the Punisher series turnbuckles went on without any issues whatsoever, and they just look great. I know that they're going to perform great, and got all the orientation here. Hopefully you guys can see that little notch right there. Everything is on the USA passenger side of the vehicle, or on the right side if you are behind the vehicle. So everything went very well. They were not the same size as the stock ones. Now the stock ones are steel, and you did have to just go according to Lunsford's actual little sheath that they left in there. So I went after that. Pretty much the long ones go for the steering, and the other four go for both the front and rear turnbuckles. So pretty much went on with no issue. I did apply a little bit of black grease on the threads just to help thread them. It was the first time they were being thread, so that definitely helped. Lunsford actually recommends using chapstick, I believe. So pretty much a similar item, but that's what I had readily available here in the shop. So went on great. As far as the titanium ball stud set, I mean, awesome. I mean, pretty much all of those items look great. Of course, they're going to perform great. And the last thing is I had no issues at all with fitting them to those rod ends. There was absolutely no issues with getting them to fit right. Now, I know there's been some issues where you had to, grip down on the rod ends and do all sorts of things to get them to fit right. But as you see here, I mean, there's no binding up at all. So everything is very well meant for each other. So as far as a couple of weight savings on the turnbuckle kit, the Punisher series, you're going to save, let's see here, 15 grams is the stock steel ones, 8 grams for the Punisher series. So pretty cool. The ball stud set, almost the same, 16 grams for the stock steel ones, and then down to 8 grams for the Lunsford titanium ones. Now, last two items here, the shock mounts. You'll see these up here. Now, they don't come with that blue anodized nut that you see at the very top there. I did have to add those on. I just picked up a set of the ones from Team Associated, so all the blue matches nice and neat. And you'll see there's the other nut that is actually part of the shock standoff. So pretty cool. Those went on great, and pretty much, that's going to save you some weight savings way up high. Now the weights on those, really easy. Pretty much 6 grams for the stock screw and also that little nut that goes on it, and then 3 grams for the Lunsford titanium ones. So, and then the last item here, those motor screws, the motor mount screws, I should say. It was kind of funny when I weighed them in. The stock steel ones with the aluminum washer weighed in at 1 gram, but the Lunsford titanium ones actually didn't even register, so they were actually under a half of a gram. So, and here's a look at those really quick. It's almost a work of art, these things. You can see that they have an included kind of flanged washer that's built into the head, huge 2.5 millimeter head that's on that. And then there's also another washer that's included just so you get some free motion there as you're turning this and tightening it down. So I left the pinion gear off just so you can see the beauty of those Lunsford motor screws. So pretty cool. Well, this is it for this update. And of course, the upgrade series here from Lunsford Titanium Products. If you have any questions about these items, please feel free to post it on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.